Mr. Chairman, today's witnesses include DACA recipients who are high-achieving individuals with no criminal record. They were brought to the U.S. when they were children. While this violated America's laws, we understand they did not choose to violate the law. When given a chance, they used DACA to get right with the law. But we must be realistic. Not everyone who applies for DACA is a Rhodes Scholar. Nor will every recipient go to medical school or graduate from college. We are kidding ourselves if we think that all DACA recipients could even pass a background check. Last year, Republicans put forward a bill that balanced compassion for exemplary young immigrants with the need for robust screening and fraud prevention to deny status to criminals and gang members. The bill contained enforcement to end illegal immigration. That approach remains the only realistic path to enacting a DACA fix. So where were the Democrats? Nowhere. No Democrats voted for that DACA fix. And that, sadly, is why we're having today's hearing. Today's witnesses are pawns in a tragic open borders strategy being pushed by the left. Democrats are employing a strategy to undermine America's sovereignty and stress our schools and social safety net to the breaking point with unmanageable levels of illegal immigration. Our witnesses are victims of that radical agenda. The American people are compassionate, but they are frustrated. Americans know Congress's cycle of broken immigration promises. In 1986, Chuck Schumer, who served on this committee, promised that the '86 amnesty would reduce federal immigration to no more than 200,000 persons per year. It didn't take long to conclude that that was a preposterous prediction. In 1989, the New York Times wrote that the law, quote, likely encouraged unlawful entry, end quote. No kidding. The Times projected annual illegal border crossings as high as 2.5 million per year and quoted Leonel Castillo, the INS commissioner in the Carter administration, as saying Congress would have to deal with amnesty again soon. That prediction proved to be true. The '86 amnesty was followed by another temporary amnesty in 1994, two more failed amnesties in 1997, followed by another in 1998, and two in 2000, including one to extend the '86 amnesty. Every amnesty brings more illegal immigration and demands for another amnesty. President Obama's DACA, or the president's DACA, and the unaccompanied minor legislation enacted into law a decade ago has incentivized a massive influx of children coming to our borders. If we are going to have a fix for the young adults before us today, it must be accompanied with border security and enforcement to ensure that the fix is the last amnesty Congress ever passes. But instead of following that path, I fear the majority will bring forward a blanket amnesty-only DACA bill, or one that contains the illusion of border security and phantom interior enforcement. That would be horribly unfair to today's witnesses because that approach has little chance of becoming law. Why do I fear Democrats will take that approach? First, we recently had a hearing with Carla Provost, the chief of the Border Patrol. She testified, and she is in a position to know, that there was, quote, a humanitarian and immigration crisis, end quote, on the border. You can't make this up, but on the same day, the majority voted to nullify the president's emergency declaration that sought to address the crisis. Second, the majority's omnibus spending bill reduced spending on ICE detention facilities and cut funding for fencing compared to prior bills. Third, members of the majority have called for the abolition of ICE. One member has even threatened Democrats who supported last week's motion to recommit requiring ICE notification if an illegal alien tries to purchase a gun. I fear these witnesses are being held hostage by the majority, that they are being used as pawns to score political points while the majority intends to push a partisan bill that has little hope of becoming law. If the majority chooses to move forward with hard partisanship rather than a pragmatic, bipartisan approach, Mr. Chairman, we might as well go ahead and schedule this same hearing again for 2, 5, and 10 years from now, because we won't have a solution and we will be facing the same situation as we are facing today. I yield back.